All right. I did some research, and it was actually November 9th that I released review number 4. And it is currently November 10th as I'm recording this. So that should tell you how quick this one took. I thought season 4 had me glued to the screen, because that made me actually watch more, because I remember that one at least had the interesting shit going on. Season 5 may actually blow something that... blow something? That's not the way I wanted to word things. Hold up, roll up. Okay, now that we're back to normal, welcome to the video. I checked, and my last review was November 4th, and this one I am recording on the 10th. And it's actually free. Oh, wrong button. Free, 45 a.m. So, with that in mind, here's the review. I'm not even gonna redo that take because that was too funny. But yeah, that's probably why it's a little fucky as well. But hey, you can tell that I enjoyed this one a lot more than season 4 because of the way I'm depicting myself and the way I am on the camera, just how excited I am to talk about it. But yeah, without further ado, this is the review. Right, so I was about to say that this one kept me interested more. I watched this the fastest of the seasons so far. Now, it could just be the fact that Dexter is becoming such an important part of my daily routine now that, it's hard to look away from that screen, when the fucking show is the most interesting thing you've seen in a long time, Dexter is one hell of an interesting show so far. And that's basically the sum of this whole series of reviews. Is going to be that this show is not just good, it's super interesting. I can't wait to get to the ones that people hate, just to see if they're, hate, I can't say for sure. I don't care enough to look it up, but I just can't wait to see what I think. Because so far, there hasn't been a dud in the catalog that I didn't like. Everything so far I loved and thought was great. So, here's probably the one that's going to surprise and shock some people, given what I said before. But for people who are in the know, on the grind, they might be super surprised, since I already wrapped it up the other day when I said season 3 was my favorite still after watching season 4. Now, why I specified two different things that kind of have the same meaning there is that I think my buddy who recommended me this might not be super shocked by this, because I'm pretty sure he said this was good, at least this season. But starts off pretty, it starts off where, so to really rewind and go into everything here like I did in the past one, because I drew blank. Season 4 ended with Rita dying. Season 5 starts with the scene after Dexter found her dead. And that was the first time we ever saw Dexter depressed. Because this is the only way I can describe what he was exerting, the way he was behaving and everything. He was depressed for the first time ever. And the only way he saw to solve that was to alienate himself from everything and just leave. And it ended up making him kill some random guy, which it was never cleared up if he was ever a murderer, a killer. Was it just random murder? It was random murder for Dexter. Certainly was. He didn't do any research on that one. He just killed him on bad temper. And then he went back to the family, and he really struggled with it. With the whole Rita's passing. That was the first time I've ever seen him struggle like that. And yeah, you can tell it did a number on him. That was the first time he felt an emotion like this. And I'm pretty sure for someone like Dexter who doesn't know emotions very well, like for example, he didn't even know what love felt like until, I guess, the end of the third season with Rita, I think. Truly, like the real reason when he actually married her, right? I don't think he truly knew what love felt like until then. Because that's, he didn't want to lose her and etc. etc. And then season 4, he realizes even more how important it is to him, and then that's why the kill of Rita affected him so deeply, because he actually developed feelings and human emotions for Rita and his family, in which he still is developing now because of this season. So it starts pretty humble with him trying to move the kids, from the old house and to his little humble abode. And of all things, he just finds a little blood pool in a fucking moving van that leads him to this guy who's working as like a fucking, road worker. I forget the fucking name for it right now. It's actually approaching 3:50 a.m. here, soon 4 a.m., so you're going to have to cut me some slack, but I do these right away because otherwise I'll forget everything. But this time, I remember a lot, so I'm going to go into a lot of detail. So if this video is long, then it's not my fault. It's Dexter's fault for being such a good fucking show. And this season's fault for, well, you're going to find that one out when you get to the end. I'm actually going to save it. So, he looks into him and he basically, the moment he sees, I forget his name now. I literally know his name. I know his name because I just finished watching the fucking final episode and they mention his name in at least one time in every episode. Of all times, now I forget his fucking name. I could Google it. One moment. Seems I need a little Google search. Dexter. Who was the first killer in season 5? No, not Arthur. The Barrel Girl Gang. Jesus fucking Christ. Boyd Fowler. See? That's why we do it raw on this channel. Because we want to keep it honest and real. Boyd Fowler. No fucking wonder I forgot his name. That one rolls off the tongue right around this time, right? Fucking rolls right off the tongue, that one. So he even fucked up the sentence, the saying. You can tell this is going to be a long one. But, yeah, so he pretty much decides he's going to kill him the moment he fucking sees him. When he fakes the animal he saw in the middle of the road. Because, even the fucking guy could tell he was fucking lying. But that was probably the funniest part of the show. Because this show gets pretty fucking dark and serious. I don't know if there's another funniest part of the show. Because when he actually tries to get him, with the animal tranquilizer, I'm pretty sure this is the first time I found out about that, what it actually is. The little thing he injects into people to get him to the kill room. I forget the name now because he's just mentioned it the first time, at least for me, it's the first time I'm experiencing the name. That one, I think it's M99 actually. Yeah, pretty sure it was that. But yeah, tranquilizer. And he was shot with a tranquilizer himself. Boyd, they were both caught in that, and they were both hospitalized. And I even read this online, people were pointing it out. Fucking, he didn't tell the hospital fellas that Dex fucking injected him with M99 before he shot him. And there's no way he didn't know that, because the way he looked at Dexter, he certainly knows a thing or two, right? Well, turns out, I guess the only I looked at people saying this, and I guess I kind of passed by a theory that maybe he like felt bad for shooting him with the dart. I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. That was Reddit. I don't know why Boyd would feel bad about shooting a dart at some guy because, wow, we're talking about the fucking barrel girl killers or whatever the fuck it's called. See how much of a blank I draw? Not to mention it's fucking about be 4 a.m. here. That's not my problem though. That's your problem. You're the one who decided to watch this fucking video. You got real fucking lucky watching this review. Woo-wee. God damn. Feel bad to be you, the fucking viewer watching this. Huh. Well, sucks to be you, I guess. Because I'm going to keep talking until I finish my fucking point. Right. Okay, well, skip forward so we actually get to this. See, you asked me to talk about more details, buddy. You're going to get details. And we're going to be dicking around. See, it's already 11 minutes. We barely even got past the first fucking killer. This is what happens when you tell me to go into more detail. See, I'm just making jokes because I'm in a good fucking mood. And again, this is telling everything about how... So, I want to include this right now. Season 4 ended on a cliffhanger. Let's put it like this. That was the first cliffhanger in the show. And Season 4 was just a missing puzzle piece to the whole story. Because Season 4 ended on, where... Season 5 finishes what Season 4 started. Season 5 is a final puzzle piece. And I like that now. Knowing that this was the case. Now, having watched both seasons, it does make me like Season 4 more. Because it is the first piece in the puzzle to a finishing memory. That is, the whole thing. The 4 and 5 seasons, they're connected. Fully connected. And intentionally written to be connected, sort of thing. And I like that a lot. And so he kills him and gets seen by a hostage, and the hostage is a girl that has a name that's very stupid. It's coming to my mind, Lumin, which I Lumin lights, LED lights. I guess that's how I'm gonna have to remember it. Or Lumin, the moon. That's another way I can think of her name, the moon. If I think about the moon, because Lumin makes me think of the moon. That name makes me think of the moon. That's what it makes me think of. That's about the best I can do to remember her name. And she was a victim of the girl barrel killings. I know that's not what it's actually called. It can't be. The barrel girl killings, or whatever the fuck it was called. What the fuck was it called? God, will you tell me, Mr. Phone? It will tell me. Ooh. What? Fuck it. I don't give a shit. It gave me a fucking different result. Somehow it gave me Dexter the first time, even though I didn't even fucking type Dexter into the goddamn thing. I literally searched who was the first killer in Season 5, and it said Arthur Morgan. No. Arthur Morgan? Well, we all fuck up sometime. Just like we're the fucked up in the club. How about we talk about that? Like, there was... Oh, shit, I even forgot about the whole cartel case. With the fucking machete shit. That was really fucking... That ended up being such a small part of the show in the sense of, like, how big of a part of the actual season it ended up being in total. In total, it kind of took up a few episodes and then was never said. Actually, in the last few episodes, that what's-her-face cop girl, you kind of don't see her much. I'm guessing because, they put back Deborah in the show, but I don't recall her showing up much at the end. Oh well. I'm not going to remember each name, so we're just going to go quickly go through them all. So, the next killer is Cole, and he takes him out with, I believe, the help of Well, I believe first it might be the one that they killed in the warehouse because the girl ended up shooting him, and he finished him off by snapping his neck, and then, uh, yeah, because the old the security guard Cole, they killed him in the hotel. After the little outing that I forget Chase or whatever the fuck his name is. Chase. J-Dog reference. So Chase's bodyguard, um, he I guess he spots her. He follows her. She runs and she ends up choking her. And in the hotel, however, he fucks up, and he gets caught by Dex, big Dex, big bro Dex, big daddy Dexter, catches him, strangles him, the usual, puts him on the table, strings him up. I know that's not the right terminology for it, but I said strings him up on the table. Last time I explained to my friend, he called me gay for it. I guess people will never learn the meaning behind the term of being bisexual, but oh well. So, and then he kills him. Where's that? No. He kills him in front of her, in front of Lumen, the moon, and then they find that fucking Alex guy, and they kill him. The girl kills him this time, however, and no, I'm not missing anyone. The last one, the final piece of the puzzle, being Chase, is the one where the girl stabs him, and after him saying it's okay, giving her the go-ahead, Dexter that is, and that's as much as I can cover for the killings. And, Deborah, Dexter's sister, finds them at the scene, but they're behind a piece of plastic, right? And they don't say anything or show, because when they actually tried to move to show them, or actually Lumen, because he was going to confront Deborah, she shot a warning shot, I guess. I think deep down, Deborah's reasoning is that, she didn't want them to be caught because she thought that what they did was right. And in the sense that because she saw 12 girls getting raped and abused and all these horrible things. It shouldn't be too shocking why one might think that the killers deserve to be killed. And up until that point, the only other thing I should really touch upon is the fact that Quinn set off a whole shitstorm during all this by teaming up with Detective Shitface, Linden, or whatever the fuck, Lindy. What a fucking... Isn't it a really fucking weird thing? We have a Lindy, I'm pretty sure his name is, after Lundy? I don't know. They could have they ran out of names with that one, it felt like. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. But Roy, he was fired as part of some fucking thing that LaGuardia used to cover for Batista, so he didn't lose his job for beating up a guy in a bar fight. And Quinn shacks up with him, not literally, but he teams up with him. He goes to Quinn's house and they share coffee every now and then and talk business. Just that this business is about catching Dexter in the act and finding out about him. And Quinn quickly kind of turns around his mood on the whole thing, because he realizes that what I said, and I was yelling at him through the TV screen, that, well, there's no fucking chance in hell you're gonna be with Deborah Morgan. Like let's say it went the way and he caught Dexter. You think Deborah would be here with him still? No, because she would not do. No, she just wouldn't, because she wouldn't forgive him for doing that. Even if that means that she finds out her brother is a killer, I think that it's that thing they say in one of the earlier seasons where family will find ways to forgive family no matter what. Something like that. If someone they love or whatever, they will find a reason to forgive them no matter what. They say it in either season 3 or 4. For sure. Because it's not a season 2 or 1. It's 3 or 4. I'm guessing 4. It's not ringing a bell though. And all the while, Quinn changes his mind quickly. Old McFuckface doesn't, because I guess he caught an eye for it, because he saw that, oh, this is actually a pretty big thing, and I could get reinstated if I catch this guy. Because, he just got fired. And he wants to be reinstated on the force. And, man does whatever a man does to survive, kind of thing. But in this case, it led to him fighting kind of with Quinn, and it just doesn't go over well. He keeps fighting with Quinn and kind of does his own measures and even takes out security cameras in Quinn's name, and which leads Dexter to think that Quinn is behind it all once he finds out the security cameras. But it turns out, he obviously find out that Mr. Old McFuckface, which I'm going to call him from now on, so you better live with that, in case I ever remember to mention him in the future. That's the way she goes. And he ends up killing him, and then the blood falls onto Clint's shoe unknowingly, unbeknownst to him. And actually, the funny thing is, unbeknownst is a word that I learned just to write a lyric in my Torturous Desire album, I'm pretty sure. And I've seen that used a lot in shows that I've watched post album creation. Just saying. It's just weird that I've never seen that word before making that album, unbeknownst. And then as soon as I did that, I start seeing it. Coincidence much, or is it fate? Who knows? Only time can tell. But yeah. And it kind of turns things around in the end, where I guess Dexter files the blood work in a way that rules Quinn not guilty, because he realizes that he wasn't the guy who actually went after him. It was the fat ass. Well, he's not fat. He's actually pretty skinny. But Old Fart McFuckface. That's his third nickname in this fucking video, I guess. Or 4 or 5. I can't even keep count. Can you? Let me know. Well, he does it in a way that makes Quinn come out not guilty. Kind of as a, let's put this shit behind us. And Quinn says he owes him one, and yeah. And I accidentally stepped into the next chapter with it's kind of like looking at a crime scene when you're not supposed to see it. And let's just say I saw that Dexter somehow either accidentally stabbed himself, or one of his victims stabbed him. And well, I didn't watch because I paused it and turned it off, and I was like, well, I guess I shouldn't have opened this can of worms. But here's the part where if my friend didn't watch this entire thing, he's not going to know this until I say it in text to him on Discord or when we play GTA 5 together. And if I mention my friend a lot, for anyone who watches this other than him, it's because he's my fucking best buddy. So of course I'm going to mention him. And my best buddy is the one who recommended me Dexter in the first place. In fact, first, I was the one who told him I probably wouldn't like it, and he didn't recommend it at first. But then I think he kind of, because it went like this. The new season came out, he watched it and finished it, and said he kept talking to me about it, saying like, oh man, it's really fucking good, man. I love this. It's really good, this new season of Dexter. And eventually it kind of was like, I think he saw that, like, you know, based on the other things I watched, that, well, shit, maybe he will actually like this one. Because I didn't know. I thought it was just some overly serious fucking cop drama bullshit, and then there's a serial killer. Yippee fucking pee. Yip fucking pee. But no, turns out to be a fucking really good show, actually. It's more interesting, has more comedy. And there's a lot of funny moments with the show. I'm pretty sure there isn't a single episode of Dexter so far where I haven't at least cracked a little giggle or a smile. So that's one of the things that I like that's still there. And one thing that I really love is that season 5's ending felt like an ending. However, here's the part that I was talking about, that if he didn't watch this far, he's not going to know until I tell him on Discord. And that is that season 5, as I've talked this and went over the whole shit, the whole boogaloo, yeah, I think I'm ready to say it. I think I've even made up my mind. I know I made my points and reasons for why I call season 3 my favorite. Miguel Prado is probably still my favorite bad guy because he's just so fucking hilarious. But season 5, it broke records for me with Dexter, in the sense that I watched it in record time, and it was the most interesting season so far, and it's going to be my favorite of them all that I've seen so far. And obviously I can't say whether I want it to change or not, because that would be weird, you know? I'm gonna see what happens, but that's the thing, I'm keeping an open mind. I'm letting seasons be my favorite, because this just goes to show that me saying season 4 wasn't my favorite is not just me trying to be different from everyone who loves it. No, I genuinely just loved season 3 more, and now I'm saying the same for season 5. I genuinely think that, all things considered, season 5 it has entertained me the most so far, and I love it the most so far. Because it truly delves into every single emotion imaginable. Happiness, anger, sadness, fear, and I guess depression. Even though I don't know other really, like, emotions that would be, like, different completely. I can only know happy, sad, pissed off. That's kind of the way my brain works. There's not really an in-betweener or whatever. But this season invoked all of it sometimes all at once, except for the joy. Anger and sadness at the same time, most of it. And I think it just has a very nice balance of the comedy and the seriousness. And, of course, every single show so far, and by that I mean season, I'm going to keep fucking that up and say show instead of season. Every season has had a really nice balance between the serious shit and the comedy. But this one perfected it, in my opinion. And that's why season 5 is my favorite. I'm a Suicide Grind. And this has been my Season 5 review. Thanks for watching.